Hey, Dakota, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, did you need me? Did you ask them?
Hello? Okay, now I can hear you.
It works. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay. Hey, can you guys hear me? Hi. How's it going? Hey, we're going to do something to start out. First of all, everyone who's going to vote for Kamala, stand up. I'm just kidding. I don't care. I don't want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it. It's so stressful. The whole situation stresses me out.
Yeah.
I just can't. I honestly am. It's going to be really interesting. See how it sparks? Sparks. I think is interesting now is how people get so behind whatever it is that they believe, right? When it's like impossible, we'll see. I love the M's here. This is amazing. It's impossible that there is someone that 100% represents completely everything that you believe or want, right? But we still, I'm waiting for her to listen to me, but we still get like behind someone and become an advocate for somebody who we feel like will help us, who will advocate for us. It's kind of interesting, huh? Where's my mic? Oh, there we go. Emily, I was heckling you. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Nick, say that again, what you just said.
It's like we have deeply held beliefs.
We have deeply held beliefs. And there are people who, when they coincide with those beliefs, it creates a bond, right? It creates like a power behind it. So you have all these people that don't know each other, who have a lot of differences, but a few common beliefs band them together where, like you were saying, 19 million door knocks. People will go and knock the door to just tell people, hey, I like this person, you should like them too. It's pretty fascinating, right? Just what loyalty can bring when you are building on a common belief and listening to what somebody wants, and they feel hope in that somebody will help you. Conversely, it's a lonely place when you feel like there isn't somebody that's there that will advocate for you. I know a lot of people feel that way too. It's kind of an interesting day, right? If you didn't know, today is a big day. Today is a big day. And I actually kind of hate it because this is always around my birthday. And so there's always tensions. Like every 4 years is just like stupid. I hate it. I personally hate it. But I appreciate that we live in a place that you can hate it. You can love it. You can be involved. We have all the freedoms in the world, right? And I'm grateful for that. Proud to be a citizen. Hate voting. Okay. Any other thoughts? What are you guys thinking? Are you voting? Did you vote? Okay, good. Nick.
No, I genuinely was going to say, one thing that we could safely say is how many of us cold called to help our candidate? I know of only one, and that's pretty impressive. So a lot of us have opinions, but some people put it into action, and I think that's cool.
It's so like in the different loyalty that we have and the different situations. I'll never forget one time Brian Hurd was doing, if you guys know or don't know Brian Hurd, great guy. He was teaching a class, and he was teaching around events. And this place was packed, and he was calling people in his beer and he was inviting them, reminding them about his event. And he put it on speaker and we were all sitting here. And he calls this lady and he's like, hey, it's Brian. Didn't tell her that he's on the mic on speaker. And he's like, hey, I am just calling to remind you of this, you know, blah, 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 talking to her. And she's like, Brian, thank you so much for inviting me to your events. I just have to tell you though, if I'm ever going to move, I would use I started laughing so hard. I was dying. And he's like, oh, okay. Tell me more about that. Because I had known her for a long time. I didn't even know, like I had not marketed her at all. I didn't even know that she associated me with her agent, right? So shame on me for not like cultivating that relationship. So there are people out there who want to be loyal to us, who are loyal to us. We just have to talk. Just have to talk to them. We just have to know where people are, what their needs are, be where they need. Right? We just have to know when to talk. Okay, any other thoughts? Nick's got a lot. Do you have more? Please keep it coming. Oh, here we go. We'll have the after meeting for all the rest of the comments. Okay, so bucket fills. Do you have a good week? Did anybody do anything for you? Anybody you want to shout out, whether they're here or not?
I'm going to fill the guy's bucket who just handed me the microphone.
Let's go, Barry.
For Barry, just because he's Barry. Thank you for everything.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Yeah, we appreciate so much as you're taking over the dailies, your hard work. So we are shifting our process. So Aaron, we have an Aaron. He needs a more flexible schedule. So we're actually trying to help him place him somewhere here in our office. He's a huge asset. So if you know somebody that's hiring, he needs with school and stuff like that. He needs more flexibility, but he's a talent. So we're looking for somebody that's full time at the front desk. And if you know of somebody who's looking for somebody amazing and proactive, then please reach out to me, or if you need Aaron's info or whatever. So Barry's doing all the jobs right now. Bye. Thank you. Okay, dailies.
Well, mine's actually for Mike. Last week after team meeting, when he really wanted to just eat lunch and then escape, he stood there and talked to me for several minutes about an issue I was having that wasn't even like a client issue, but it was more of a personal issue. And I really appreciated that. So there we go.
My calmest way to not be emotional, but I feel really emotional. My bucket fills to everyone in the office that's here because I've been struggling. Sorry. I don't cry here. I'm always happy here, but I cry a lot because I've been struggling, and it helps so much to come here. And Emily's smiling and Nick's smiling and Christine's hugging me and people say hi. And it's so special to be with a group like this. Pedro danced with me. Sean isn't here. He danced with me. We have it on video. I am not having the worst life, you guys. I'm just having, like, sometimes we just struggle. And I think if you're alone in the industry, we already work alone, right? At our home, in our car. I mean, we have clients, but I'm so grateful to be part of an office that people are here and they smile and they want to talk to you. Aaron's every day would greet you. So we need a great person at that spot. Barry's always saying, hey, what do you need? What's going on? Totally love Barry and appreciate you guys. And I'm sorry, I just had to get that out, but it means a lot. So I feel today full of a big bucket fill for everybody here, the people that aren't here, the vendors that come. Like, I've needed it the past few months really bad. And I know I'm not the only one. So
You also give it out so much.
I do know I give it out, and I love giving it out. And I've been struggling and needing it coming back bad lately. So, like, you never know where people are at. Keep hugging, keep smiling, keep showing up. I just totally appreciate you guys. Love being here.
Anybody else?
I need a bucket fill, Miss Sean. She came back to Keller
Yes,
Williams a couple weeks ago, and she has jumped into our 5,000 dial challenge. She has been here probably, I don't know, 12 hours a day, I feel like, for the last 2 weeks, making calls, pushing herself out of her comfort zone. I heard her close 2 appointments yesterday, and she's just so dedicated, and it's inspiring me to do more. It's inspiring her team and everybody that's around her. So thank you so much. I know this has been a lot, and you are just an example of somebody like just pushing it, doing great. Thank you.
So good. Thanks, everybody. Okay, Silverback.
Thank you. Hey, for those of you who don't know me, I've took over this area. You probably knew Josh Cavalier before. I took over the area earlier this year from Josh. My name's Brian Miyazaki. I know a lot of you, still get to know many of you. I'll be the first to admit I'm horrible with names. So please, I wish you wore name badges too, because that would help me out. But a little bit about Silverback. Who all knows Silverback? I know a lot of you have used this in the past. So we do have a new area manager, Emil, in the back that's learning today. So I'm going to go through some of the basics and then maybe some of the stuff that you don't know about Silverback. So 3 plans, right? We have our $400, our $500, and $600 plan. King Kong plan is probably 80% of our business. So that's our $600 plan. It's the most inclusive plan that we have. Where a lot of home warranty companies increased their prices the last couple of years, we kept ours at 4, 5, and 6. We added additional coverage instead of adding cost. So now our King Kong plan also covers outdoor sprinkler systems, which is pretty cool. Now, next year's a different year, and we may have a little price increase next year, just so you know. Kind of getting everybody ready for that, but it's not just going to be a price increase. We're going to be adding additional coverage as well. So there's some exciting things that are going to be coming out here in the next couple months. If you don't know, we are all about the renewal. 2 different ways home warranty companies can make money. Maximizing profits that first year that's on the REPC, or going the renewal route. The renewal route is a lot longer play, a little bit tougher, because we do have to have people have experiences with us. We have these free service call coupons. What this does, your client's first service call is on us. We really want them to have an experience with us. If they don't use us in that first year, if they don't have that experience with us, they don't renew. And so this is a way to incentivize your clients to actually do something with our home warranty. Even if it's just getting a rekey, use this for a rekey on the home. Use it for a furnace tune-up in the fall. Use it for an AC tune-up in the spring. Whatever it may be, we want them to have an experience with us so they see the value in having the home warranty year after year after year. The other thing that we do is we do welcome phone calls with everybody that gets a home warranty with us. And that really goes a long way. A lot of people forget that they have a home warranty, or maybe you've had people, past clients, call you up and say, hey, did we have a home warranty? Who is it with? How do I get in contact with them? We want to take that off your plate. We reach out to them, answer questions that they have, make sure that they save our number in their phone, so we can be readily available to help them when needed. So that's kind of the basics. Couple things that a lot of people may not realize is that we also do new construction policies. Who knows about our new construction policies? See, something new today. So on brand new builds, so the builders will usually cover year 1 on the warranty. We have our new construction policies that kick in years 2, and it goes year 2, 3, and 4. And they get all 3 years starting at $525 for all 3 years. That's at our Blackback plan. Our King Kong plan, that's normally $600 for a year, it's $665 for all 3 years. And so we know that there's going to be fewer claims, because it is a brand new home. But your clients, if they're buying a new home, can have 4 years of coverage for $665 on our King Kong plan. So it's really, really, really cool. We also do free listing coverage. Who uses our free listing coverage? Okay, I see quite a few hands. I love to see that. So when your home goes on the MLS, get a listing coverage on it. It's free to you, free to your clients. Your clients actually get an email from us when that policy is placed saying your agent is taking care of you by putting a warranty on your home while it's on the MLS. It covers at our Blackback plan level up to $1,500 in payment out to cover anything that needs repaired while the home's on the MLS. Now that doesn't cover pre-existing conditions. So if there's things broken before that the homes going on the market. We can't cover that. We also don't cover things that are found due to a home inspection. I hope you can understand why. But what we do ask is that you let us know when the home goes under contract. We'll send you an email with a link. Let us know who the buyer agent is. It gives us an opportunity to reach out to the buyer agent and get that policy transferred from the listing over to the new buyers. And so it's a great way for us to meet new people, great way for us to build some new business. And it's also really, really good for you and your clients. So please use the listing coverage, use this for new construction. If you have any questions, I'm always available. I'll have coupons and business cards back there. Brochures are always upstairs. Appreciate the business that you guys send to us. We really enjoy this relationship with you. So let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Emily.
These guys make us look good. Thank you. Thanks so much. Okay, we got birthdays. Lisa was in Italy yesterday for hers. Clayton, Nikki, who's that? Aubrey, Tatiana, John, and Keisha. Happy birthday, everybody. Okay, I need your focus attention right now. Actually, Carrie, you go first because I need some focus. But still focus on Carrie. Okay, you take that.
This is your break right now.
This is your
First and foremost, Robin, thank you for being vulnerable because this is a safe place. Don't you feel like we're all just family? It's so nice. I tell Emily all the time, it's so nice to be able to wake up every single morning and know that I have a place to go. That's my home away from home. So we're lucky. I know in life, you probably all seen how likeness attracts likeness, goodness attracts goodness. Light attracts light, and that's how we grow. So we do have some new faces. This is their first team meeting. So if you are new and have never introduced yourself, will you raise your hand? Desiree, we'll start with you.
I will say this is not my first team meeting. I came last week, but I am Desiree. I am a new agent and I just started with productivity coaching. But I've been here for about 2 weeks now, kind of just getting the ins and the outs. And I met a lot of you and you guys are all great. And I completely agree with you, Carrie. The light attracts light and my phone is ringing. Sorry, but I'm so happy to be here. I definitely am glad that I picked here. You guys really are like family. And like I said, I've only been here for a little while, but you are my shining star so far. You are the brightness every time you walk in a room. So I'm going to shout you out. But yeah, so thanks for having me.
Such a joy.
Hi, my name is Claudia, and this is my first meeting. And I'm new. I'm just here to learn from everyone, and hopefully I can learn a few things.
Welcome.
Beautiful soul.
Anybody else? Who else?
I think we got everybody.
Okay, awesome. Thanks. Okay, now I need your focus attention because it's really difficult to communicate. Sometimes I feel like I go send text messages, emails, talk to people, but I know there's just a lot of chatter always. And so it's hard to make sure that to emphasize the things that are really important. So I am emphasizing this is really important. Do you guys know who Abe Shreve is? Have you heard of him before? Okay, so Abe Shreve was top agent for a long time. He was a team leader, owned a market center up in Ogden. He now is built MAPS coaching, the coaching side for Gary Keller for businesses. So he's not the real estate. He has a very long background in real estate, but he coaches and helps companies start, grow, and build businesses separate from real estate. And he is amazing. He's an amazing speaker, but he's an amazing strategist. This is what he does, is build businesses. So we wanted somebody to come in this year for our business planning clinic to help us think like business owners again. We had, Carrie and I went to a class in Austin last week, and it was taught by Jason Abrams. It was super, super impactful. And one of the things that got me thinking about is we used to talk a lot about building wealth. We used to talk a lot about business, and I feel like we haven't as much. It's been a lot of real estate focus. We've had so much real estate chatter with changes and things like that. And I really want for us next year to refocus and recenter on as agents, the opportunity that we have to build wealth because of the positions that we have and building our businesses like businesses. So I I want you to come to this, okay? So if you scan the QR code, you can register. It means more people show up if they have to pay a little bit. That's why we're charging you. And it is a cost to get him. We want somebody really powerful. So it will sell out. This room will be super full. So you're sitting here right now. So take the opportunity, scan, and come to it. If you have a concern about the $35, if that just goes against what you believe, then please come to me and let's figure it out. But let's go, okay? Because we have to build our momentum this year to go into next year. We predict it's probably going to be a little rough the first few months of next year. Maybe a little bit more of the same of what it's been, which is a lot of boots on the ground work. So let's strategize and do it in the most effective way. Deal? Yep. Okay. And I feel like you are listening. Thanks. What a guy.
Very motivational. He's excellent. And he's got such life experience that he can that will apply to your business.
Yep, he is. He's excellent. Thanks.
Can you hear me? No?
I think so.
Okay. So I am teaching a class on November 14th, and one of my goals this year was to teach. Oh, no, it's not on.
It might be on.
Oh, can you? Oh,
I think they do that sometimes.
Hey. Okay.
Hey.
So I am teaching a class on November 14th. One of my goals this year was to teach more. So I just scheduled a class. And one of the things this year we're just trying to figure out is, what is the most effective way for us to use our time? And what I have found is I would imagine most people hate chasing leads, right? Getting somebody and then following up. So what we're going to focus on is really how to get people into appointments quicker. What is the strategies? What are the scripts around that? So we can be more effective with our time and have a higher conversion. And then once we actually get those into appointments, what are best practices around, preventing cancellations and being able to actually get in front of those people. So this is going to be very specific. We're going to have scripts. We're going to have, role play. We're going to really dial in and help you guys have the information you need to be able, when you're doing that work, that prospecting work, getting in front of the person and they are interested. How do you go for the close to be able to get that person to be able to help that person? So I would love to have everybody come. This is also hopefully if you guys have some agents that you're looking to bring to Keller Williams, we'd love to have them come. So this is open to the public and I'm just really excited to have the opportunity to teach. So thank you guys.
Thanks. We are super lucky. That's going to be awesome. So you have two really important things you got to do next week. What's the first one?
Business clinic.
Okay. What's the second one?
Confidence.
There we go. Okay, dailies, you've got this coming up same day. Let's just make a full day out of it. Let's just make a day and a night of it. Yeah.
So last time we met, because I do this every other month. Sorry, I just go bite of food. We talked about buying out of state, like some things to consider if you're going to buy out of state investment properties. And this is a little bit of a follow-up to that because a lot of people have questions about hiring a property manager out of state. This isn't necessarily focused on out of state. This is more local, but the things that you really want to consider, because sometimes people, money aside or buying up the investment property aside, they're like, I don't want to be a landlord. And I don't want to be a landlord either, but I did it for 8 years. And then I finally turned my own properties over to a property manager. And I have a lot of property manager contacts. So between my own experiences and the contacts I have, I actually just went on a cruise with the Rental Housing Authority or Association. And we had a lot of property managers there. And we talked about the things that are important for owners to understand, because sometimes owners aren't looking at it from a professional property manager's point of view, and the things that you need to understand as an owner. So it should be a really good discussion. We'll do it live. We also will have a Zoom link and then we send out the recording. So if you want to be involved, you want to get information, make sure you're contacting me or coming that night. We'd love to see you guys. And this is open to your clients as well as yourself. So this is to educate the agents, but it's also to help if you've got clients that are interested in an investment property, please bring them.
Thanks. Let's go. Whatever.
Actually, you guys have any broker questions? Will you just call me? Because does anybody know what this coming Monday is? Veterans Day. Do we have any veterans in? Because obviously we won't be here till next Tuesday. Do we have any veterans in the room? Do we have any spouses of veterans in the room? Stand up. If you're a veteran, spouse of a veteran. Okay. I was serious about not Veterans Day. You got an election going on today, right? Whatever the outcome, I guess, according to the polls, 50% of the country will be mad, 50% will be happy. Whatever side you're on, at least from the way I'm looking at it, is I'm grateful to be in this country where we have democracy like this, right? And the veterans that really have given us this opportunity going back how many years? Many of you know I'm a World War II buff, so I spend a lot of time when I'm not being a broker in that world in my mind, reading and devouring, and I've developed a great appreciation for those, but for all the veterans and the spouses of veterans that have sacrificed so we can come in, run our own businesses in the best country in the world. So that's kind of what I had for a broker moment today. I just really wanted to express my gratitude to the veterans. Any of those that are on Zoom that aren't here, I hope that on Veterans Day, you'll take a moment to thank somebody and just be grateful, be full of gratitude for this country that we live in. Okay, off that. Any broker questions? Anybody dying to ask me anything? I must be doing my job because I don't see many hands up. Real quick, because I'm interested in hearing from Pedro. He makes me want to grow a mustache, a little bit of goatee, so I might do that in the month of November.
Let's go.
Oh man, it is November. It's almost because once the snow starts flying, you guys aren't going to see me very much, right? Emily knows about this. That you'll be calling me and I'll be at, asking, are you in the office? And I'll be, yes, I'll be on the chairlift. So I'm just telling you now, I'm going to lie to you. Okay. When it comes to that. There you go. I love that. Jen says, always added a worry. I'm on an appointment. Happens to be at Snowbird. So, I talked about this a couple weeks ago, just real quick. If you have an ownership interest in a property, or well, let's say you're not on title on the property, but you're an agent and you're a hard money lender on a property that's being sold. And then you happen to be the listing agent. You follow me? So you have a financial interest in the property, but not an ownership interest in the property. Do you need to disclose that? If you're helping your cousin's brother's sister, still your cousin, right? Good one. Do you need to disclose that if you're representing? How do you do it? Here an addendum and a disclosure of interest, right? So the disclosure of interest is an addendum. Guys, make sure that you're getting that done. Okay, if you're the listing agent and you receive an offer from a buyer's agent on the property and you need to disclose it, you need to counter it. You need to get that addendum in as soon as possible to be, and this isn't me, this is the Division of Real Estate. Okay, I've run into a couple issues with it recently, so I'm going to continue to talk about it. If you're the buyer's agent on it and you're preparing an offer and it's for your cousin or spouse, okay, make sure you're getting it in the addendum. Is everybody familiar with the addendum? I want to see everybody's heads go like this. Okay, so real simple broker moment, but a constant reminder because that's one big one with the division. Make sure you disclose that you hold an active real estate license with that addendum. Okay? Question?
So say you're a listing agent, I had this and get an offer and they don't use that specific addendum or the verbiage, they just say that they're related. How much of a stickler do you need?
If it's not you, it's on them, right? But if they put it in there, yeah, I'm okay with that. But if it's you guys, use the addendum, right? I mean, if you don't have the addendum or you're just, handwriting it in there, get the disclosure in that you hold a real estate license, that you either are, if you're purchasing for yourself or you're a relative. It's either one of the two, okay? Just make sure you get it in. In your question, you're the listing agent, the buyer's agent just sends it over with something scribbled on an addendum. That's on them. But they're probably fine. They're probably fine. Cool. All right, that's an easy one today. Who's next?
I'm gonna say
Pedro?
one more thing. Thank you. Okay, Jared Hansen wanted me to, he's got 6 luxury townhomes in Sugar House. I think he said Sugar House. Coming up that he needs somebody to sit. Model. Okay, I'm gonna write his phone number up here. And he'll get you more information on what it is that he has coming up. So send him a text, call him, fight it out. There are 6 townhomes in the avenues downtown. Avenues, the abs. Nope. I got this. This is what I have right here. Jared Hansen. That's all I know. Okay. All right, Pedro. So we are so excited to have you come and talk. How are you feeling? Oh, and no, this guy. So it's fun that Annie's here too, because these two go back and forth for that spot. They're like within dollars of their GCI. It's very high, by the way. These guys are very, very good at what they do. So we've been wanting to get Pedro to come, and we've had lots of requests too. What's he doing? Let's give us more about Pedro. So we wanted to welcome you to come and talk about yourself. I'm just going to hand it over to you, and this is your show. Yeah, but I'll help. We'll help. We'll make sure. Here, take this because it'll be easier. This. Are you sure? Okay. Hey, let's hear it, you guys. What do you think, Pedro?
Okay, well, I imagine this thing differently, but I'm gonna go ahead.
Well, I'll do whatever you want. Do you want me to ask you questions?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Are you sure?
I write it down all the answers on the questions that you guys sent me. So, hopefully, we can get a productive time and you can get something from this. I don't. Oh, sorry. Who's that?
We have questions. I have questions besides the one we sent you. So we're.
Can you hear me better?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna.
But that you can, because you don't have to hold it, but it's up to you.
Is that works? Okay. So, I believe if, I can just answer the question they asked me, and then probably I couldn't find so much interesting, but you will make it more interesting if you ask as many questions as you want. So,
Where have you got into the business? What year? Give us you. Who are you? What's
yeah,
your story?
a little bit of my background, who I am. Okay, I'm from Venezuela. I was working in sales and marketing in Venezuela for about 10 years. And then I went to France for 4 years just to get an MBA. My idea was just to come back to Venezuela. And then the country became really crazy about, politically and economy, everything was crazy. So I have to take a different direction from France. Part of my family moved here to Utah while I was living in France. And then I just came here, right? First visiting. And then, at that moment, my time in France was, I didn't really experience the idea of being an immigrant because I was just went with the idea just to get an education and coming back. And then I had that, that perspective in my head that it will be pretty much the same thing when I come here to US. But it was totally different. So I thought, okay, well, nice. I have work experience. I have an MBA. I speak 3 languages. So I'm for sure going to get a job pretty quick. And somebody's going to hire me and then going to give my, work visa or something like that. And actually, I was totally wrong. So I started applying for a lot of jobs. My idea was just to get in the tech industry because I thought, oh, well, Utah is well known with, these tech companies, they pay well, and then it would be cool because I'd be traveling. And I started applying for a lot of companies. And, this is the chapter of my life. It's called rejection. So I can say that I did like more than 1,000 applications for, different companies and different job positions for about 3 years. And then, of course, huh? They all missed out. Yeah. I got a lot of overqualified. No, you're overqualified. And they said, no, just pay me whatever you think. I just want to get in. And then, well, and then I just needed to make money. So I started to work in a restaurant, as a busser. That was my first approach with the workplace in the US. So 3 days a week, $10 an hour cash. That was my first job here in US. That was in 2016, 17. And then finally, I had a job opportunity. Somebody say yes for me in one of these applications. I'm gonna tell this story a little short because this is part of the disappointments of the story. So I applied for my MBA was in marketing in France. So I applied for a manager marketing position in doTERRA. And then I got the interview, and then another one. And then I did interviews in French. Everything was great. And then she told me, well, this is going pretty well. You go to the last interview. And then I went to the last interview and I received an offer. So I was really happy because they showed me my office and I would be traveling to Canada. And I was super excited. They sent me an offer letter for $65,000 a year, and I was making $10 an hour, 3 days a week. I was super excited. And then I had this friend that's telling me, no, I just finished an MBA. I know how it works here in US. You have to negotiate the salary. They're looking for somebody with a bachelor's degree. You have an MBA. So you should make a little bit more. So just tell them that if they can do a little bit better. So I sent an email. And then and the email say, okay, yes, I'm happy to accept the offer. I'm going to start Monday. And they say, well, Pedro, we have to reject the offer. We don't want people to be, feel that they're not paying in the right way. I don't know. So that was pretty sad. I was pretty frustrated. And then I replied, no, I'm okay with the 65K. So no worry about that. I'm just happy and really motivated. And she said, no. And then happened. So I kept trying for different companies. It was pretty bad. So, well, today I'm grateful because otherwise I would stay working in that company and not, having the experience that I'm living right now. I have to say that I'm living miracles today. I'm grateful. Most of my success, I don't have to say that it's because of me. It's just blessings from God or, life. I'm going to turn a little bit better. And yeah, and that was part of and then I just got this guy that knew about me. that I did something in marketing in France. He was a real estate agent, actually, in the Provo area for the Hispanic market. So he said, "Hey, Pedro, I know that you know a little bit of marketing. I need help in that side." So he hired me, not as a full-time job, but not even a part-time. So just doing a few jobs for the marketing, for his marketing strategy. So I helped him just to do, from the logo, and then, radio, banners, the corporate image and all this stuff. And then he was pretty happy about that. We did like a website, photo shooting and everything. And then that helped me. So I had to do a lot of reflections about, real estate and learn about real estate. That was like my first approach with real estate here in the US. And that was 2018, 2017. Sorry, 2017, 2018. And then after 1.5 years doing that, there's another friend that told me, "Hey, Pedro, I just got in real estate. Let's join a team." And then I'm making money. And then that was my first motivation. I just needed to make money. There's not another motivation. I needed to leave from that, situation that I was living in, is just to try new things. And then I joined these people. I helped them with the marketing strategy as well. And then I got my license in 2019, June 2019. First year, just one transaction. And I was, helping them with everything, doing first appointment, doing everything. And then, nothing. I didn't feel like this, I was good for this. But I just kept trying. And then I decided just to go on my own. So I left the team. First year was really, really hard. So still struggling, but then I did like a few more transactions, did 6 transactions in 1 year. And then, after that, I got a job in a tech company. Finally, in 2020. And then I got in a sales position for the Canada market. And then I was just like a sales representative for that company. And I kept doing real estate on the side. It was good. I was doing great. I was happy. And then finally I was making, more than $100,000 a year in that job position. The company was very happy. They promoted me to a different position and I was fine. But I kept working, I had like 3 monitors and then 2 computers in my house. And then I was actually working, tech company and real estate at the same time. And then that was the chapter of my life that is working hard. And then today's still that chapter. I'm working really, really hard. So there's no weekends, doesn't matter the timing. So at nights and so I was doing offers at night, waking up in the morning, sending emails and stuff like that. Trying to finish my job really quick, doing my calls in the tech company in order to go to do showings. So that was next 2 years. And then from one day to the other, I was actually making in 1 month more than I was making in 1 year in that other job. So I just said, okay, it's time to leave this company and then build my own business. And then I did it. And then we went from 34 transactions last year to make a goal to 65. And actually we're planning to, my goal this year is to close with 78 transactions. 78. I do. And that's part of the transition. Yes. Well, I have two people. That's one of my one of the questions that I had. That was the whole story. So I'm gonna just jump in a little detail so you can get better about what would happen. So why I realized that I need help, even when I was, doing 2 jobs at the same time, but not, it was too much. So I hired my first team member, Sandra. She's my sister. And actually, she was one of my first transactions. She bought a house before I bought a house. And then she was phenomenal. I mean, I realized that I couldn't do anything, everything just by myself. So she was helping me a lot with the marketing strategy because she's awesome in marketing. And then, well, she was helping me with, as my assistant with everything. You just choose files, following up with the clients, stuff like that. And then we grew a little bit more. And then I had to bring somebody else, which is Tatiana. She's also amazing. And today we have, we divided our business model, our job in 3 different phases. So Tatiana is like the first phase of the process. She's like the lead generation. She is in charge of doing cold callings, and then she's in charge of the database to making sure that we are in touch with all the clients. And then she's also responsible for pre-approved people, right? And then my job is just to get these people that is already pre-approved or ready to go, just get them on their contract and do showings and everything like that, because I'm the licensed guy. And then once they get on the contract, so Sandra take over, and then she's the TC, and then she complete the rest. She does inspections, appointments, orientations, anything like that until we close the deal. We have somebody else in Argentina helping us with marketing and social media. So we send the content, and then she did like editing, all this stuff, and then she posted on all social media. This is pretty much our structure today.
So that structure, what,
Here.
Hello. So with that structure, what kind of expectation do you set for the kind of contact that you will have with the client throughout the transaction? If everybody's doing these other things, which sounds really good, I just wonder, because you're doing so many transactions, how much face time do they get with you? What is their connection with you during the process?
Yeah, great question. So one of my fears, and that's, so last year I had the opportunity to get some coaching from Tyler. So he helped me a lot. So I was scared about, releasing some of the part of the job that I was doing. So, because I was scared, because I thought that people always want to be with me and just, coming to the business with that because of me, because of the personal branding. But actually, I realized that it doesn't have to be like that. So I was able to try to delegate a little bit more. So I was doing all the first appointment, then showings, and then, put these people on the contract. Now, what we're doing is just Tatiana, which is on the first phase of the process. She's actually doing first appointments. So I don't meet the people in the first appointment with us, but later on in the process. So they for sure will be in contact with me when they're already pre-approved, ready to go to do showings.
So did they sign now with the new lawsuit rules, you have to have the buyer's agreement signed first? Does Tatiana get that signed at her appointment?
Yeah, we do it in between the first appointment because we want to spend time and effort with people that are engaged with us. So sometimes in the first appointment, sometimes a little after in that process, So when we realized that these people is actually working to get pre-approved, and then they sign. So we're gonna sign this paper before the first showing. So we don't do anything if they don't sign this by broker agreement. And actually, we actually make them sign what we call like the broker docs. So the 5 things, so wire fraud and everything. Dealing checklist. Any other questions? So if no, I can.
Do you have plans to hire a showing agent to help you? Because if you're doing 78 deals, you're doing a heck of a lot of showings.
Yeah, that's the next step. That's actually the next step, and then we're thinking between hire someone full-time and then trying to figure out how to have more conversation with my brokers to see how this we're gonna work. But this is gonna be the next step, other than building a team, which probably would be something in the future with more agents. Yes. Yes.
I started following you on social media and you have great content. One of the things that I noticed that you did is you started a let's go look at houses tour bus type thing. I don't speak Spanish and most of your content is in Spanish, so I wish I could understand it, but how did you come up with that idea? Do you sit down, because it seems like you have a lot of skills in marketing and from your MBA. Do you come up with a plan at the beginning of the year? Like, this is what we're going to do. Do you just, no? Okay.
No, actually, I mean, I did the MBA in marketing, but one of the things that I learned is that there is not a perfect formula in marketing. So there's always, try and make mistakes and then fixes and then go over with the things that are working actually. Is that working for you? It is working right now. It's working really well. So the first tour that we did actually with Edge Homes, which is Danny's here with us. So we had like 8 families in that tour. And then we got 8 closing from that event. Not all with Edge Homes, but with different, what we call the clients. So that was the first one, the most successful one. So we did, after all, not as successful as the first one, but we're still getting, more than 50% of the client that are going to these type of events that are getting under contract we've been closing. In terms of marketing, I think this is something that you might be interested on. I realize in this business that social media is very powerful. So I didn't know that because I'm not a millennial person until I tried. And then actually I would say 80% of my leads in the first 2 years were coming from social media. And actually last year, more than 50% of the lead were coming from social media. And this year has been differently because, the business have turned in a different level. So now we're getting like 70% of our business, I would say, approximately, from referrals and the rest from social media. But social media is very powerful. And what we did is first I create like a personal brand. So I tried to identify our business with the brand logo. We did all this stuff, right? We did actually color palette. And then we tried to share valuable information for our community. So I was trying, as everybody thinks, at the beginning I wanted to sell, $1 million properties and all this stuff. But little by little, I understood what was my target. I did videos in French, I did videos in English and stuff like that, and actually didn't work until I finally realized, okay, my market is the Spanish speaker people in Utah, a lot of first home buyers. Once I identified that as my principal target, so I started to focus my marketing and strategy to this community. So I did all my marketing in Spanish. And no, I know.
You're not his target.
what I mean is just we have to identify what is our target and how it looks like, and try to think more about them instead of thinking about what I want to sell, right? So what my people want, what are they thinking, what are their needs, and all this stuff. And when we think about all about them, it's just about, Jeff Bezos. He always said, okay, it's just the customer experience. And it is true. I mean, when we think about people first, and then we're going to be able to develop a strategy to solve all these needs, fulfill these needs from the people. So we started to do all our marketing in Spanish and then share content, valuable information that we think it's important for the people that is arriving to the United States. And then I found a connection because I was one of them sometimes, right? So what I wish I would learn when I was, in my first years living here in the US, I wish somebody would tell me something like, the credit score, or how to buy a car, or how to, buy a house, how to get prepared to get a property, all this stuff that are very important for people that are just arriving to the US and just get like a better life.
I'm on Zoom often enough that I know it's nice to be able to hear the questions. So let's hear what you're saying about niching down. And I think that's fabulous because I do think that's important. But my question for you is I think sometimes when we put content out that is informational, if it's not engaging enough, that people just kind of scroll over it. And so my question for you is how are you presenting? Because I just barely started following you. But how are you presenting it in a way that people aren't just going, oh, that's nice, but they're actually stopping and looking at it and engaging in it and saying, oh yeah, that is valuable to me. Can you speak to that? Like how you make it not so generic that people are just scrolling past it?
Yes, that's a very good question. So one of the things that I learned during my own process or my own experience is to dream bigger. And I was able just to dream about, $8,000 salary a year at that moment, because that was my capacity to dream. So what I was trying to do in social media is to help people to dream a little bit bigger. So even when they are able just to buy, a condo, $350,000 condo, we show properties, even higher or better than that. So they can dream a little bit and then can get motivated to do something about it, to start with the first step. And then part of the content is, remind me your name, Kimber. So Kimber was talking about being transparent and then authentic. And I think that's we've been very focused on the way what we communicate and the way we deliver the message. So I hate selling stuff, and I hate that people sell me stuff. So I don't want to sell anything. I just want to share information, valuable information, right? I don't want to say on social media, hey, I'm Pedro Garrido, I'm the best agent in the Utah. And then choose, if you want to buy a property, just talk to me. Contact me because I'm the best, right? I hate that. So I want to say, hey, these are important things in Utah. This is a good deal. If you want to buy this property, hey, take advantage of this deal. These interest rates are low. Before, the next meeting on the Fed, probably this is what's going to happen. Stuff like that. I mean, if you're going to buy a property, make sure that you consider all this and this and this stuff. So advices that people consider valuable in the process, even if they don't buy anything with you. But if you share information, important information, people will just think, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about. And then I'm going to maybe just meet with him and then.
And it feels like they know you, they like you, and they trust you before you're educating them. I think because we just throw up information at them, we just give them info. But you have an amazing ability to connect with Well, listen to what you're saying, 'cause you've already.
Yeah, that's true. But also, and I'll give you also another thing that we found valuable is that you not talking about you, but other people talking about you, right? So we have the blessing that our clients are most of the time willing to, to talk about their experience in front of a camera, or maybe a good picture. And then with also the way that we present the closing or the testimony, Sandra has been a really great way to deliver this message, helping me in the marketing in that way.
So let me comment to this because I'm as an outsider, but I speak Spanish, so I understand all Pedro's videos. He is a spaz in his videos, you guys. He's not boring. That's why they don't keep going by. Like, I don't know if you want to give us an example, but every time I go on there, he's like, this deal is brutal, you guys. You got to check it out. And he uses the word brutal. And he has a lot of personality. Thank you. So do I. And I try to use it, but you can't be embarrassed. You know what I mean? But I think that's one of your biggest, the fortes, teaching people who don't know, that aren't from here. So that's A. Okay. But you guys, all of the gringos, which is all the white people, if they've never bought a house, they don't know either. They still don't know. The younger people, like my daughter's friends, and maybe haven't bought a car, bought a house. There's a lot of people we can all educate, but he's not boring. He's not just, hey, you guys, check this out. Did you know? Blah, blah, blah. I mean, he's got a ton of energy in his voice. So if you watch and you don't understand, you'll still follow him. Because it's the energy in the house. And then the videos move quick, which adds, right? People want to do things quickly. And honestly, the personality is big and it shows through. And people are like, oh, what a fun guy. And I want to be with that guy. I want to hang out with him. And I mean, that's a lot of people want to have to be around us. And you don't have to be a spaz, but we can practice bringing personality, emphasis, like get close to the camera, back from the camera. Hey, you guys, did you know this? I mean, we got to make it so people want to watch. And you're super good at that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
She wants to say something.
Oh, yeah. One more.
Bucket fill. So you brought up the quote. I love when people bring up something that I said because, it's good to know people are listening. But the quote was from last week was authenticity is the best indicator of longevity. So I'm glad that resonated with you. Gary Vaynerchuk is the person that said that. I just want to highlight something. So you have this amazing background in marketing. And you have a gift for it, right? Like seeing people, seeing how the messaging can relate to helping people. I had our last Meet the Masters was Annie. I had a conversation with her in an interview style. It's the same thing. She's found something that's just like, oh, by the way, I'm really good at it. This isn't work. And I'm going to go double down on it. And I whispered this to Mike when you said I made more in that month than I did in that entire year. I'm like, that's real estate. Like, that's why this is the best industry. And so I just want to fill your bucket of that's amazing that you were able to take a gift and make it into highly profitable business that helps people specifically in this community that you're targeting. And everybody in this room, like, what is yours is what I would just add to that. So there's my Pedro testimony.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't think it's I don't think you have to be like someone else. If you are yourself and then you find the way to connect to your people, I think that's it. So I found myself, I've been thinking, because I always trying to think about, hey, what we can do to improve or do better, stuff like that. And then I realized I didn't want to be that agent with the suit and all this stuff, that because I'm not like that. I want to be comfortable.
You look great. It's very fashionable always.
And then I want the people feel that I'm, I'm available. I'm not that far, so I'm just kind of be close to them, friendly, that they can just talk to me and ask as many questions as they want, whenever they want, and then just gonna be closer to them as much as possible. I think that's one of the things that I can highlight about the marketing strategy that we've been doing so far. And yeah, any other questions? Let me see. Thank you. Well, another thing that I can share is, teamwork is always better. So I don't have all the credits. So a lot of the things that we do come from ideas, talking about my team, talking about the clients as well. So the clients also, I think that's very important to listen to the clients, and whatever they say, we can say, oh, maybe we can do this as an activity or stuff like that. So for example, now we realize that there's so many first home buyers from a few companies, they're paying good enough to buy a property, right? Like 20 over an hour. And then we realized that doing like a master class in those companies, so being in contact with the human resources from that company, would be a good hit, because we'll have like people that, makes money enough to buy a property. And then that's ideas that comes from, the clients and stuff like that. What else? Okay, challenges. One of the questions says, what challenges have you faced in order to raise to the top #1 agent? Have you overcome them? Well, one of the challenges that we're facing in the last few years, or in my time here in Keller Williams, is how to handle high volume of leads. Because it's good to have leads, but it could be very bad if you're not able to treat these people in the right way, or provide like the high level service for all these leads that are coming, right? So that's when I realized that I needed help from my other team. And also, one of the things that we consider is very important is be in touch with the clients, even if they're not ready. So we start working with some lenders because they say, no, just bring me people that's ready, otherwise I won't be, so and then we want to give everybody the opportunity to meet with us, and then if they're ready, so we're gonna get them under contract. But if they're not, we're gonna work with them from day one until they're ready. And that's where Tatiana, so they're gonna be in different phases in my pipeline, but we don't just leave them after the first appointment. We try to keep in touch with the people. Yeah, go ahead.
You mentioned that you have Tatiana that she made phone calls. So where you get these people from? So how these people come through you?
My main lead source is social media, as I said.
So from social media, they
Social media
contact
and
you?
referrals, yes. And my main social media platform is Instagram. Yeah.
So Utah Solanos works for you?
Utah Solano works very good, actually. And I pay Utah Solanos to do marketing. So this is one of the things that,
so we're talking about, I'm Latin and I have like Pedro mentioned, so now I wanted to have American clients be on a different market, and I say, no, that's not my market. So on Utah Solanos is a Venezuelan page. I'm not Venezuelan, Mexican, but it's a Venezuelan page, and it has a lot of content. And Pedro use Utah Solanos. I don't, but I saw Pedro on Utah Solanos, and I think it's a great platform, or I don't know how.
I mean, this is another thing. So I've been feeding my Instagram page with some other pages or accounts more powerful than mine. They are targeting the same community that I'm targeting to, right? So, and then we were posting in all these pages that they have like a lot more followers than I have. So I'm not just posting in my account, but posting in several accounts that are targeting the same community. And that's actually Utah Solanos is one of them. It's very powerful. So we're getting all these leads from social media, because a lot of people, this is one of the strategies I'm gonna give you. When we post, like, for example, property, right? Amazing property, and we don't say too much information. We just say, okay, look at this property here in Utah, you can buy whatever. And then people start asking questions. Hey, where is it? How much is the price for this property? And then we say, hey, we're happy to share all this information. Would you like to set up an appointment with us? Send us the phone number and your email. Then we got a lead. We have a lead. And then with that lead, we feed our database, and then we should start doing cold calling with them. Because this is people that are really interested in buying a property. This is not a random lead that we got from whatever, right? This is people. Sorry?
How often to communicate every, like, once a month until they buy? What's your time frame?
No, it depends of the phase of after the first appointment or the first contact with the client, we do a screening, right? And then we do like the 6 questions for a pre-approval. What's your status? Do you have a residency or work permit, social security number? Do you have 2 years tax returns? Do you have what's another question? What type of job do you have? W-2 or 1099? And then do you have a down payment, or do you work full-time or part-time? All these questions. And then once we know the answer, we pretty much know where they're gonna be, and if you want to buy a property in the next few months, next 3 months. And then we assign them in. We have active, it's people that's ready to be under contract in our pipeline. Then active pending, the people really wants to buy a property, they need to fix something, right? So they're acting, working on getting pre-approved, but they still need to improve their credit score, stuff like that. And then we have warms, the people probably are ready, but they don't want that yet. And then we have nurture. So if from active to nurture, we have a lot more communication from active than nurture, right? I would say once a month. Mm-hmm. And yeah. Any other question?
What's the key to selling to the Hispanic community from your point of view?
The key of selling the Hispanic community?
There's a key that since I deal with the Hispanic community, I feel like there's something there to build the trust. Meeting in person, things like that. You believe that? What's your thing?
Well, the thing that I believe, I mean, we are really genuinely want to help the people. So we really, really want to help the people, and people can feel that when they meet with us and during the process, and then they can feel that from the people that is meeting with us, right? So one of the things that we share in our first appointment is we want them to be first. I don't care if we have to wait more for my commission if they want to buy a property that's gonna be completed on the next year, or I don't want to be a cheap agent, right? So please don't misunderstand that. I'm not a cheap agent, but I'm willing to make less money in a property that's paying 2.5% instead of the 3%, because this property with less commission is better for my client. So I don't see the commission first. I see the client first. And this is one of the things that's actually making me love this job. So I can serve people, which I love, and then I can help people with something that fulfills myself as a person, like personally, and also I can make money, right? And then I'm not trying to pretend to be, hey, I'm just, I want to help you with them. No, this is my business, And I feel, I know my family with this is my job and I make money, but I really want to help you and you're going to be first in the process. So your interest will be first in mine. So
Is that first meeting that you have, is it always in person?
always in person. I've been few times we do it on the phone, but we don't like it to do it on the phone because if people is not willing to come to the office, they're not willing to, you know, make a step to get through the process.
Call that Tatiana does is that no, when she asks the questions, is that a phone call or is like format that she sends or how is she does?
No, we have a link in our Instagram page so that people can set up an appointment when they're in the process of setting up the appointment because it's linked to my calendar. They have to answer a few questions. All of these questions that I told you about. But most of the time, we just bring them here and then we ask the questions here in the office, face to face. We want to have that contact with the people first and then see if they want to move forward or not. And then most of the people, even if they're not ready, yeah, even if they're not ready, they will be ready. We're closing people today that started with us, you know, 2 or 3 years ago. And they're still a commission. They're still good people, right? And then just to be in touch with them, it's fine. The other way that another thing that we can share with you in terms of communications. So we find out that all Hispanic community use WhatsApp. So we have one WhatsApp group with every lead once we get on the contract. And then all the family it's involved in that group and all my team it's in that group. So when we share properties, hey, you're gonna send us the property that you are interested in, send us through the group, and then we set up the appointments for the showings and all the people is involved in that group. And then, hey, yeah, I like this property. So everybody is in the same page, right? So it's very valuable in our process. So I wish our CRM could be integrated with WhatsApp because it's part of the business.
We've kept everybody, we've kept you longer than the time. No, it's, I want to be cognizant of that. Give us your last thoughts.
Okay. My last thought, I would say, well, we live in a country. I'm very grateful to live here and grateful for Utah to open the doors to me and my family and give me the opportunity to set up a business here. And that's also part of my message to my community because I want them to be conscious about this country opened the door for them as well. So we're grateful for that. I'm grateful for the opportunity to dream bigger. This is a country that allows everybody to do whatever you want to go. And to achieve things that you can even imagine right now. So I realized that. So I wouldn't imagine that I would be here today 4 years ago, not at all. But I learned that I can dream bigger, and then actually I could be in somewhere else where I'm not even imagining right now. So it is the same for everybody. Doesn't matter wherever you come from, doesn't matter your background, doesn't matter your current circumstances. You can go wherever you go if you dream and if you work hard. That's it. Thank you.
A standing ovation.
Thank you.
If you don't vote, then after all of that, your heart is full. Thank you so much. That was amazing. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Go eat. Have a good day. There's food in the back. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.